Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Bexar County Court at Law Number 6 in the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. I'm Judge Wayne Christian. Today is Thursday, the 24th of February, 2022. It is approximately 2:26 p.m. Representing the state in all matters will be Mr. Eder Villarreal, and representing the Bexar County CSCD will be Ms. Susan Gross. Ms. Gross, if you please raise your right hand, I'll swear you in at this time. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Is Susan with us?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, thank you. All right, here's our batting order. We have a Spanish speaker, cause number 662691, State of Texas versus Omar S. Garnica, represented by Mr. Fernando Ramos. Mr. Ramos, are you ready to proceed?
We're ready, Honor.
You are numero uno. And after we finish with Mr. Garnica, if we have our parties present, we have a motion to revoke probation held over from yesterday. Cause number 652686, State of Texas versus Arturo Vidalis, represented by Judge Bob Behrens. Are either Mr. Vidalis or Judge Behrens with us at this time, Pat?
Neither one.
All right.
They're not here. They're not here.
Reminiscent of yesterday, except for
Yes.
Judge Behrens was here yesterday. So
Yes.
okay, and then we have a makeover plea, cause number 670065, State of Texas versus Luis A. Carrion with Michael Bellevue. Mr. Bellevue, are you with us today?
Your Honor, they will be coming in at 3:30.
All right, then we'll defer that till later. And then we have several Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court pleas. Track 1, pretrial diversion, plea and probation agreements, cause 670133, State of Texas versus Randall Flatt, represented by Ms. Ashley Morgan, cause 667469, State of Texas versus Jennifer Ruling, represented by Ms. Ashley Morgan, and cause 656026, State of Texas versus Chelsea Gutowski, represented by Ms. Ashley Morgan. Ms. Morgan is in a felony court doing a felony plea, is my understanding, and those three cases are going to be put off till the last on our docket today, so I apologize to the defendants, but our attorneys are very busy. Then we got cause 676308, State of Texas versus Jordan Davenport, represented by Ms. Stephanie Esparza. Ms. Stephanie, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
All right, thanks. Cause 662218, State of Texas versus Jeffrey Dye, represented by Renee Munoz. Mr. Munoz, are you with us?
Present with counsel, Your Honor, yes.
Thank you. Cause 660366, State of Texas versus Brittany Shepard, represented by Mr. Nathaniel Navy. Mr. Navy, are you with us?
Yes, Judge, I'm present.
Thank you. Cause number 665642, State of Texas versus Donald Shoemaker, represented by Ms. Sophie Martinez. Soph, are you with us?
Yes, Judge, and my client's present as well.
Wonderful. And then we have two, it appears, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 2 probation agreements, plea and probation agreements, cause number 649653 and 638197, State of Texas versus Danny Gonzalez, represented by Ms. Suzanne Kramer. Ms. Kramer, are you with us?
Yes, I am, Judge.
And I show two cases. I only have paperwork on 649653. Is that correct? We're only doing a plea on one of these?
Yes, Judge. The other is TIC.
All right, wonderful. And cause 647744, State of Texas versus Curtis Gilmore, represented by Judge Joanne De Hoyos. Is Judge De Hoyos with us?
I'm here for her, Your Honor, Joseph Stateson.
Thank you, Mr. Stateson.
But we do not have contact with Mr. Gilmore at this time. I'm calling him, texting him, emailing him. If you can come back.
Do what you can, and if we can't get it done today, we'll do it as soon as possible.
Yes, Judge.
And then we have conventional pleas, cause 640066, State of Texas versus Michael McKenzie, represented by Mr. Scott Hill. Mr. Hill, are you with us?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Cause 669890, State of Texas versus Virginia Prado, represented by Mr. Rosendo Pata. Mr. Pata, are you with us?
I'm present, Judge, and so is my client.
Thank you. Cause 674113, State of Texas versus Adrian Aguilar, represented by Mr. Sean Farmer. Mr. Farmer, are you with us?
I'm present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause 676957, State of Texas versus Debbie Telemontes Stokes, represented by Mr. Patrick Montgomery. Pat, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Cause 673055 and 675346, State of Texas versus Harley Cady, represented by Mr. Douglas Kapmeyer. Mr. Kapmeyer, are you with us?
Present.
Thank you. And let's see, we got clause 649-268 and 656-241, State of Texas versus Michael Guerra, represented by Eric Reynolds. Stephen, are you with us?
Present, Judge.
Clause 677-361, State of Texas versus Gilbert Rico, represented by Mr. Arnulfo Ortiz. Arnulfo, are you with us?
Plea and an application, we're ready.
All right, thank you, sir. Clause 619-511, State of Texas versus Sejan Khanna, represented by Tim Roundtree. Tim, are you with us?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then our makeover plea, cause number 670065, State of Texas versus Luis Carrion, representative Mr. Michael Bellevue. And Pat, you said they're coming in later on today, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I apologize for the delay. As all of you who are with us very often understand, we are totally overwhelmed. We get a lot of these plea paperwork at the last possible second. So I want everybody to be like Snoopy. Stay cool. We're going to get through this. It's all going to be fine, and we're all going to move along, and we'll get it done today. So thanks for your help and your patience. Okay, are we ready on clause number 662691, State of Texas versus Omar S. Garnica, represented by Mr. Fernando Ramos?
Ready, Honor.
And we have our interpreter. Let me get my interpretation button pressed. I'm good.
Judge,
Yeah,
before you begin, may I give my spiel of instructions?
I think that's a wonderful idea. Susan, please do.
Thank you. Attention attorneys as well as defendants. A couple of things that we need to clarify before you make your plea. If you currently reside outside of Bexar County or outside the state of Texas, you need to advise the judge before sentencing, before you make your plea. That way he can, if need be, transfer your case or decide how he is going to monitor you. So please, before your plea, let the judge know if you live outside of Bexar County or the state, or you intend on moving outside of Bexar County or the state. If you are placed on probation today, the probation department will be contacting you, most likely via email, to set up your orientation. If you have not heard from them, then you need to call them next Wednesday morning at about 10 o'clock and let them know that you pled and were placed on probation and you need an orientation appointment. The phone number that you need to call is area code 210-335-7446. Ms. Benavides has placed that phone number in the chat for everyone to see. So if you have not heard from probation, you need to call them next Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. Failure to go to your orientation and sign your conditions of probation will result in the judge issuing and you going back to jail. So it is very important that you go to orientation. Does anyone have any questions, or is anyone currently or intending to move or live in the county or the state? Awesome. Good luck, everyone, and thank you, Judge.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I just got an offer for a new employment. It's not moving out of state, but they do travel out of state to different states it's basically construction. I don't know how that would work.
If you're
He's,
placed on,
he's on a VTC. He's treatment.
then
So it's different.
yeah, you'll need to speak with your VTC officer and they will advise you directly on how that is handled. Okay, Mr. Gonzalez?
Okay. Thank you so much. I just want to make sure it was possible because I didn't want
That
to.
the phone number I have put down in the chat is for only those people who are not going into the Veterans Treatment Court.
Okay.
And Susan, my client's going to be requesting to move to Oregon during the plea. So
Okay, and what is his or her name?
Michael McKenzie.
Okay. All right, Judge, he'll be on 14 months deferred for a DWI, so that case should be transferable.
Okay.
Good.
Anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes.
I live 1.8 miles from the Bear County line. I've already discussed with the Veterans Treatment Court representatives, and they said that it shouldn't be an issue with my current address that I am residing at.
Okay, and again, you're VTC, so that'll be handled through them.
Okay.
That's not gonna be a regular probation matter. Those are handled separately, okay? So as long as you've talked to them and advised them, you're good to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? All right, good luck, everyone. Thank you, Judge.
Everybody's probably already doing this, but if I'm not specifically talking to you, please turn your microphone off so we don't get any background noise. Normally it just comes from the jail. Normally we don't have a problem with it, but thanks for your help on that one. And who is our interpreter today, Pat?
Caesar Chuck.
Wonderful. Okay, we're ready to go on the interpretation phase of this, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've got cause 662-691, State of Texas versus Omar S. Garnica. My document copies show the first name as Oscar and not Omar. I assume that will be corrected on the originals, Pat. Is that correct?
Yes, they corrected it while they were filling it out, Your Honor.
All right. As long as it's on the originals when we finally
It is, Your Honor.
process the paperwork. Okay, Mr. Garnica and Mr. Ramos, the first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have both your signatures on it. In fact, Mr. Garnica, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Sí.
Thank you, sir. And Mr. Ramos, as attorney for Mr. Garnica, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I have is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Garnica, is this your signature on this document also, sir?
Sí, señor juez.
Thank you. By signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney, so that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, Mr. Garnica?
Sí, señor juez.
Thank you. Mr. Ramos, as attorney for Mr. Garnica, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
I have had enough time, Judge, and he is competent.
Mr. Garnica, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Sí, señor juez.
All right. And Mr. Ramos, you confirm that Mr. Garnica is a United States citizen. Is that correct?
I did, Your Honor.
All right. Fair enough. Mr. Ramos, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
They have, Your Honor.
Okay. And this case is starting out as a DWI. State, do you have a motion?
Yes, Judge. The state moves to waive count 1 of the information and proceed on count 2, which is obstruction.
No objection, Your Honor.
Understand. And we're sure that this case has both a count 1 and a count 2, correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right, let me do some writing here. The state moves to waive count 1, alleging driving while intoxicated, and instead proceeds on count 2, alleging obstruction of a highway. No objection from the defense. That will be granted. Therefore, Mr. Garnica, to the charge of obstruction of a highway, how do you plead, sir?
No me opongo.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Garnica?
There is, Judge. It's for 1 year deferred adjudication plus a $500 fine, court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and a $60 fee to DPS for the lab.
And Mr. Ramos, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor. But it appears that Mr. Garnica has ignition interlock and also the home device.
Okay, well, he may immediately turn in his ignition interlock if he has one.
Thank you,
As
Judge.
long as he's active on the Smart Start mobile at 4 blows a day. Can you confirm that he has that active?
I can, Your Honor.
All good. Okay, let's make sure we get this correct. Mr. Garnica, in cause 662-691, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of obstruction of a highway. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt, place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation, assess a $500 fine plus court costs, 48 hours of community service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, which is our outpatient drug program, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 6 months, and reimbursement in the amount of $60 to the Texas Department of Public Safety for a lab fee. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Garnica?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
We're resting close, Your Honor, for the defense.
Thank you, Mr. Ramos. Good luck, Mr. Garnica. Y'all are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
And thank you, translator. You're excused. Okay, and we still have no folks available on the MTR. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. They have not come in.
Here we go. Give me a couple minutes to get as organized as we're going to get here. And Ashley, I see you're back. Are you back? I saw her a moment ago.
She actually was here the whole time, Judge.
She's not here now. Is that correct?
Judge, I
Judge-
believe Pat ran to the courtroom.
Okay. I just wanted to know if she wants back in our batting order yet or not.
And Judge, do you do the track one pleas in a group or do you do those separately?
They're all going to be in our normal mass exodus.
Great. Okay, great. Thank you.
Let's see. Okay, batting order is going to be cause number 676-308, State of Texas versus Jordan Davenport, represented by Ms. Stephanie Graham Esparza, Track 1, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Cause number 662218, State of Texas versus Jeffrey Dye, represented by Mr. Rene Munoz, Track 1, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Cause number 660366, State of Texas versus Brittany Rose Shepherd, represented by Mr. Nathaniel Navy, Track 1, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Cause number 665642, State of Texas versus Donald J. Showmaker, represented by Ms. Sophie Martinez, Track 1, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. And we've got cause number 649653, State of Texas versus Danny Gonzalez, Track 2, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court, represented by Ms. Suzanne Kramer. And we've got, let me do some writing here.
Judge Ashley Morgan is available when you're available.
We'll put you in the next batting order. Thanks.
Thanks, Judge.
And we've got cause 647744, State of Texas versus Curtis Gilmore, represented by Judge Joanne De Hoyos and Joseph Statson, Track 2, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court. Ladies and gentlemen, the first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference that purports to have both the defendant and the attorney's signature on it. And cause number 676308, Mr. Davenport, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Esparza, is this your signature as attorney for Mr. Davenport?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And cause number 662218, Mr. Dye, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Munoz, as attorney for Mr. Dye, is this also your signature on this document?
That's correct, Judge.
Thank you. And class 660366, Ms. Shepherd, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Navy, as attorney for Ms. Shepherd, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Showmaker, in clause 665642, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Martinez, as attorney for Mr. Showmaker, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, in clause 649653, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Kramer, as attorney for Mr. Gonzalez, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. And Mr. Gilmore, on clause 647744, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Statson, can you identify Judge Joanne De Hoyos' signature on this document also?
I can,
Yes,
and that is, yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, the next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonition that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Davenport, in clause 676-308, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Dye, in clause 662218, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Shepherd, in clause 660366, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Showmaker, in clause 665642, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, in clause 649 or 653, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Gilmore, in clause 647744, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Each of you, by signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys, so that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, Mr. Davenport?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Dye?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Ms. Shepherd?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Showmaker?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Gilmore?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sparza, the attorney for Mr. Davenport, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, Your Honor, and yes.
And same question for Mr. Munoz, as attorney for Mr. Dye.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Navy, as attorney for Ms. Shepherd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Martinez, as attorney for Mr. Showmaker.
I have, Your Honor, and he is.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Kramer, as attorney for Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Stateson, as attorney for Mr. Gilmore.
I have, and he is, Your Honor.
Mr. Davenport, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Dye, same question.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Shepherd, same question.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Showmaker, same question.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, same question.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Gilmore, same question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sparza, does the state fully comply with discovery for you on this case?
Well, Your Honor, we don't have all the discovery, but we have waived the lack of discovery in order to continue with the plea.
So are you satisfied with the discovery you've received? You don't think they're hiding anything from you?
No, I don't think they're hiding anything, no, Your Honor. And yes, that's fine.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Munoz,
Yes, Judge, to the best of my knowledge.
as attorney for Mr. Dye. Thank you. Same question for Mr. Navy, as attorney for Ms. Shepherd.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Martinez, as attorney for Mr. Showmaker.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same message with that. Same question for Ms. Kramer, as attorney for Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Statesman, as attorney for Mr. Gilmore.
Yes, they've complied. We're satisfied.
Okay, let's see what we're doing now. Mr. Davenport, in cause number 676-308, to the charge of assault, bodily injury, married. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Court accepts the plea of guilty, hold it in abeyance, places you on Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion, probation, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service. And let's see what other specifics you guys have agreed to on this one. Got AFFV, which stands for Affirmative Finding of Family Violence. Is that correct, State?
That's right, Judge.
All right. And once again, I think we've had this discussion before. Because this is a pretrial diversion case, I don't know, do we even have the authority to have an affirmative finding of family violence if there's no conviction for this offense?
I don't believe so, not without a conviction. That was included in the offer. I think it was a sample offer sent to us, but that
Okay, well, here's my suggestion. A, that we don't include it in the plea agreement. If in fact at some future point something goes wrong and Mr. Davin and the state revokes its track one offer, taking away pretrial diversion on Mr. Davenport, then all options are over and they come back into play. Would that be okay with the state?
Absolutely, Judge. Yes, sir.
Would that be okay with the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And I have BIPP, which I guess is the family violence course.
That's right, Judge.
It says no contact with Dalen Sherlbert. And who is Dalen Sherlbert to Mr. Davenport? Is this a wife, a girlfriend? Who is that?
I believe it was his girlfriend, Your Honor. And it's Schreiber, Dalen Schreiber.
And I guess my question for Mr. Davenport and Mrs. Sparza is there any reason that Mr. Davenport needs to have any contact with Dalen Sherlbert? They have a child together or anything like that?
No, Your Honor.
No. All right. So we're all good on that. We're not going to have to worry about anybody talking to anybody they shouldn't be talking to. All right. Then Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, outpatient treatment, if recommended by the Bear County VJOs, which are our Victory Justice Outreach personnel from the VA and or a VA designated provider. Defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And state, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
And we don't need a Smart Start mobile device. We don't need restitution. Requiring successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court issue judge's bond. Defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Davenport, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney in the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this contract?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sparza, as attorney for Mr. Davenport, is this also your signature on this contract?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Villarreal, as the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature on this contract?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. What did you do in the military, Mr. Davenport?
I was in the United States Marine Corps, Your Honor. I was an infantry assaultman.
Did you go to the war? Iraq, Afghanistan, both?
No, sir.
So you kept Al Qaeda and the Taliban out of where?
I was stationed down in Kings Bay, Georgia, protecting nuclear submarines, Your Honor.
All right. Well, you did a good job. I haven't heard of us missing any nuclear subs. So thanks for your service, sir. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Davenport?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Davenport. Thank you, Mr. Sparza. Y'all are out of here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
You bet. And next we've got Mr. Dye. Let's see what we're doing with Mr. Dye. Okay, and my understanding is that the initial offense is DWI greater than 0.15, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay, it's not done properly on the defendant's waiver of constitutional rights and court's admonition, so Pat, administratively, it just says DWI, it doesn't say DWI greater than 0.15. So let's do that. And then clause 662218, Mr. Dye, to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Court accepts your plea of guilty. Hold it in abeyance. Places you on 1 year. Bear County Veterans Treatment Court. Track 1, pretrial diversion. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee. 48 hours community service. Probating all of that based on your military service. DWI education program. DWI victim impact panel. 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock with 4 blows a day. Outpatient drug alcohol treatment with either the Veterans Administration or a designated VTC provider. Let's see, got any other issues I'm unaware on this one? And no restitution, no accident. That pretty much covers that. State, what did I miss?
Nothing, Judge. That's everything.
And defense, what did I miss?
Nothing further from defense, Judge.
Okay. Issue judge's bond requiring successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court by the defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Dye, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you, excuse me, and your attorney in the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Munoz, as attorney for Mr. Dye, is this also your signature on this document?
It is.
And Mr. Villarreal, as the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, signed, sealed, and delivered. What'd you do in the military, Mr. Dye?
I was a heavy equipment operator in the Marine Corps, sir.
You go to the war?
No, sir.
Didn't miss anything. You're fine. All right. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Dye?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Nothing further from defense, Your Honor.
Good luck, Mr. Dye, and thank you, Mr. Munoz. Y'all are dismissed.
Thank you, Judge. Bye. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, boom. Let's see. Ms. Shepherd, let's see what we're doing with you. This case starting out as a straight DWI first. That sound right, State?
That's right, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Shepherd, in cause number 660366, to the charge of driving while intoxicated. First offense, how do you plead, ma'am?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea of guilty. Hold it in abeyance. Places you on Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion for a period of 1 year. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service. DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug alcohol treatment with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. Let's see if we got any variations on my theme here. Nope, that's it. And requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Ms. Shepherd, excuse me, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, ma'am, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Navy, as attorney for Ms. Shepherd, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
And Mr. Villarreal, as the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. Good to go. What'd you do in the military, Ms. Shepherd?
I'm currently a language analyst in the intelligence field.
All right, so you're active duty currently?
Yes, sir.
And are you Air Force or what are you?
I'm in the Navy.
Okay, well, I can't punish you any worse than you've already punished yourself. You're in the Navy, so you have nothing to worry about this for. All right,
Yes,
good. Anything further from the state of the defense on Ms. Shepherd?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
And let me back up. And because Ms. Shepherd is active duty, I would prefer that she enter a plea of no contest. Did we enter a plea of guilty or no contest originally?
It was guilty, Judge.
All right. State, is it all right with you if we change that to no contest? Because in the military, it would be really helpful sometimes where you could go through life without saying you ever pled guilty to anything.
That's okay with the state, Judge.
All right. Defense, is that okay with you?
Absolutely, Judge.
All right. Let's do that. We're good. Good luck, Ms. Shepherd. Thank you, Mr. Navy.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You bet. And let's see what we're doing, Mr. Showmaker. And this case starts out as also the DWI first. Is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Showmaker, in clause 665-642, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, sir.
I accept your plea of guilty. I hold it in abeyance. I place you on 1 year Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion, assessing you $1,000 all-inclusive Veteran treatment court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education program, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug alcohol treatment with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. See if there are any variations on my theme. Nope. Requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Showmaker, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir, it is.
And Ms. Martinez, as attorney for Mr. Showmaker, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Villarreal, the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, this is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay, got everybody pinned down on contract. Mr. Showmaker, what'd you do in the military, sir?
I was machinist in the Navy CB, sir.
Okay. Well, thanks for your help and thanks for your service. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Showmaker?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
From the defense, Your Honor.
And Ron, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to contact these people later today or tomorrow or when?
No, Judge, I'll take care of it all today.
And they know that you're going to contact them, so we're good. All right.
Judge, may we be excused then?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see what we're doing, Mr. Gonzalez. And I've got 2 cases for Mr. Gonzalez. What are we doing with, we're taking into consideration 638197.
Yes, Judge.
Right? Which I guess is a criminal mischief case.
That's right, Judge.
All right. So this is clause number 649653. And this is a track 2 Bexar County Veteran Treatment Court case. So Mr. Gonzalez, to the charge of, and state, is this going to be remain a DWI greater than 1.5, or state, are you making a motion to reduce or waive the enhancement?
Since it's a deferred offer, Judge, the state does waive the 0.15.
I don't imagine Ms. Kramer is going to object to that.
Well, I was going to say no objection, but it seems pretty obvious.
All right, state's motion to waive the enhancement greater than 0.15, no objection from the defense is granted. Therefore, Mr. Gonzalez, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, Judge. The agreement is for 12 months deferred adjudication in the VTC, $1,000 VTC fine or charge, 48 hours of community service probated for military service, DWI education, victim impact panel, Smart Start mobile for half the term, an APSE course, restitution, if any, to Eric Gossett, as well as a no contact order with Eric Gossett, a $60 fee to DPS for the lab, VTC treatment and completion, and the state will take into consideration cause number 638197.
That is the agreement, Judge.
And what exactly is the nature of this alleged criminal mischief? Did we break a window? What did we do allegedly?
I believe it was a broken window, Your Honor. I can get you that answer real quick. Let's see.
Okay.
It'll only take a second. Yes, it was a rock through the back windshield of the complainant's car.
That's colorful. Who is Mr. Gossett to Mr. Gonzalez?
And Judge, I've not asked Mr. Gonzalez that, so you would need to ask him that.
Mr. Gonzalez, who is Mr. Gossett? Is he a former friend? Is he a
To be frank with you, Your Honor, he is the man that was having an affair with my wife at the time before my divorce.
Okay. You think you're going to be able to stay away from him?
Most definitely, Your Honor. And
Good answer, sir. All right, let's make sure I get this correctly. Mr. Gonzalez, in cause 649-653, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold the finding of guilt. Place you on 1 year Bear County or 1 year deferred adjudication probation in the Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, assessing a $1,000 Bear County VTC fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education. Is this a DWI? Yeah, DWI victim impact panel, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for 6 months. Restitution, if any, to Eric Gossett and no contact whatsoever with Eric Gossett. Taking into consideration clause 638197, which is granted, and it shall be dismissed. Do we know any amount of money that we owe Mr. Gossett? I assume for this window of a car. That sounds like what is probably going to be owable.
That's right, Judge. The state was able to confirm with Mr. Gossett that $409.98 is owed.
Which I did discuss this at some point, Judge, and I felt that we didn't need a restitution hearing with that amount being asked for. That seems reasonable for a window of a car.
All right, so the defense agrees to 409.98. Does that sound right?
Yes, Judge.
All right, all good. Taking into consideration clause 638197, which is granted, and it shall be dismissed. What did I miss, state?
Your Honor, there was an APSE course that was included in the offer.
Let me back up and look for that.
Well,
What-
he did say he did include APSE in the order. Did you say ATSE?
AP.
Yeah,
PS
he included that in the judgment when he rattled it off. He said APSE.
Okay.
Alpha
Yeah.
Papa Sierra Echo, the distress management course, Alpha Papa Sierra Echo, APSE. Everybody agree?
That's it, Judge. Yes, sir.
Okay, what you doing in the military, Mr. Gonzalez? Did I ask you that yet?
No, Your Honor. I was 25 Bravo IT specialist. I worked with comms and I made sure that our soldiers were connected to the bird.
Did you go to the war? Because when I was in Afghanistan, our comms were terrible.
No, sir. I worked at Pearl Harbor or around Fort Shafter in Hawaii, and I made sure just watched over regions.
We probably could have used better comms back in 1941 at Pearl Harbor too.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Thanks for your service, sir. I'm sorry they sent you to Pearl Harbor. I know it's a nasty, dirty, filthy, rotten, thankless place to be stationed, but somebody's got to do it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Gonzalez?
Nothing.
Judge, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
On Mr. Gonzalez's application and also on Mr. Gilmore, since they're both track twos, can you write on there on the application in big letters, VTC? Apparently, last week, our track two got assigned to a regular probation officer, not one of ours.
Okay. Well, I'm on the order, but I don't know if that does anything for anybody. The other issue is we need to remind me to call Brooke and find out how we get around paying court costs on these cases.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I have the legal authority to waive them. We may just have to come up with some kind of angle on that. That would be legal, or we could just let Ms. Kramer look at it for us. Suzanne.
Yeah, I will, because I already know the answer to that. I'll email it to you.
I think I have authority to like lower. Normally they want like $350. I can probably make it $50 instead of $350, but I don't think I have the authority to totally waive it. But then again, this is a specialty court, and maybe we have different rules. I don't know. Anyway, we'll make it as cheap as we can for the defendant. That's kind of the ultimate issue here.
Yep.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Gonzalez. Thank you, Ms. Kramer. Y'all are out of here.
Thank you.
And in this batch, let's see, we got Mr. Gilmore. Let's see what we're doing. This is a Bear County Veterans Treatment Court Track 2. And state, does this start out life as a straight DWI first? Is that correct?
Yes, Judge, it is.
Okay. Mr. Gilmore, on cause number 647744 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And let's see what we're doing, Mr. Gilmore. And this is not a deferred, is that correct, state?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and is there an agreement for Mr. Gilmore, state?
Yes, Judge, it's for 6 months in the Bear County Jail, probated for 1 year of VTC, a $1,000 VTC fee, 48 hours of community service, probated for military service, DWI education, victim impact panel, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and VTC treatment and completion.
And Mr. Statesman, that's your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gilmore, on clause 647744, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the offense of, now my paperwork says no contest. What do you want to use, Joseph?
We would prefer no contest, Your Honor.
State, if that's okay with you, I'm just going to agree with no contest on this one. Is that okay?
That's okay with the state, Judge.
All right. Court accepts the plea of no contest, defense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I find you guilty. I assess 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year. Assessing $1,000 all-inclusive veteran treatment court fee, 48 hours community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for 6 months, which is 1/2 the term, and successfully completing a VA or other VTC designated provider outpatient drug program. What did I miss, State?
Nothing, Judge. That's everything.
Okay, we didn't hit a busload of nuns or something on this one. We're good without restitution.
No restitution on this one, Judge.
That's correct.
Well done, Mr. Gilmore. Could have been worse. Okay, what'd you do in the military, Mr. Gilmore?
It's unit armor.
For which kind of Army, Navy, Air Force?
Army, Your Honor.
And did you go to the war?
Yes, Your Honor.
What year and what country?
2005, Iraq.
Thanks for your service, sir. Apparently they missed you. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Gilmore?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Do you need Mr. Gilmore to stay on for the track 2 VTC, or can he just log off?
He can just log off and then Ron's going to get up with him. Ron, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ron would be calling on him.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
Good luck, Mr. Gilmore. Thank you, Mr. Stacy.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, 5-minute break while I reorganize. Ashley, you're on deck.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, back on the record. Our next batch of pleas, cause 670133, State of Texas versus Randall Flat, represented by Miss Ashley Morgan, Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, Track 1, pretrial diversion. Miss Morgan, are you ready to proceed on Mr. Flat?
Ready, Judge.
Next case, 667469, State of Texas versus Jennifer Ruling, Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, Track 1, pretrial diversion. Miss Morgan, are you ready to proceed on Miss Ruling?
I'm ready, but can we do Miss Kutowski first because she has a doctor's appointment she's trying to get to?
Sure. Cause number 656026, State of Texas versus Chelsea Gutowski, Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, Track 1, pretrial diversion. Miss Morgan, are you ready on Miss Gutowski?
Ready, Judge.
So you're ready on Gutowski, Flat, and Ruling. So we're good on those. And Mr. Bellevue, are you still with us? Are you ready on Mr. Carrion?
They have not come in yet, Your Honor.
Oh, he has not come in yet. All right.
Not yet, 3:30.
How about Mr. McKenzie? Mr. Hill, are you ready on Mr. McKenzie? 640066.
Yes, Judge, we're ready.
Thank you. I've got Virginia Prado, 6690890. Rosendo Pata. Mr. Prado, are you ready on Miss Prado?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Farmer, I've got cause 674113, State of Texas for Adrian X. Aguilar. Are you ready on Mr. Aguilar?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
All right. In all these cases, the first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have both the defendant and the attorney's signature on it. In cause 656026, State of Texas versus Chelsea Gutowski. Ms. Gutowski, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Morgan, as attorney for Ms. Gutowski, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. Next case, 670133. Mr. Flat, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Morgan, as attorney for Mr. Flat, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. File number 667469. Ms. Ruling, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Ms. Morgan, as attorney for Ms. Ruling, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. Cause number 640066. Mr. McKenzie, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Hill, as attorney for Mr. McKenzie, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Cause number 669890. Ms. Prado, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Pata, as attorney for Ms. Prado, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Pat, for administrative purposes, my copy of this document, defendant's consent to plea by video conference with regard to Ms. Prado, does not have the defendant's signature or a date on it. I assume the original, wherever that is, will have the original signature of the defendant and a date. Does that sound right? Pat, still with us? Ms. Prado, you did sign defendant's consent to plea by video conference, and you do agree to be here today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Potter, is that okay with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. In cause number 674113, Mr. Aguilar, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Farmer, as attorney for Mr. Aguilar, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. The next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, that purports to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Ms. Gutowski, in cause 656026, is this your signature on this document also, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Flat, is this your signature on this document in cause 670133?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Ruling, is this your signature on this document in clause 667469?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. McKenzie, is this your signature on this document in clause 640066?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Prado, is this your signature on this document in clause 669890?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Aguilar, is this your signature on this document in clause 674113?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. By signing this document, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, Ms. Gutowski?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Flatt?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Ms. Ruling?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. McKenzie?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Ms. Prado?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Aguilar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. As attorney for Ms. Gutowski, have you had enough time to go over this case with her? And in your opinion, is she mentally competent? Ms. Morgan?
She is, Judge.
Same question for Ms. Morgan with regard to Mr. Flatt.
Mr. Flatt is as well.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Morgan with regard to Ms. Ruling.
Yes, Judge.
Same question with regard to Mr. McKenzie for Mr. Hill.
Yes, she is, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question with regard to Ms. Prado for Mr. Para.
Yes, Your Honor. She is.
Same question for Mr. Farmer with regard to Mr. Aguilar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Gutowski, are you a United States citizen, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Flatt.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Ruling.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. McKenzie.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Prado.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Aguilar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Morgan, with regard to Ms. Gutowski's case, has the state fully complied with discovery for you?
I have, Judge.
Same question for Ms. Morgan with regard to Mr. Flatt's case.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Same question for Ms. Morgan with regard to Ms. Ruling's case.
Yes, they have.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Hill with regard to Mr. McKenzie's case.
They have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Para with regard to Ms. Prado's case.
They have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Farmer with regard to Mr. Aguilar's case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And we're doing with Ms. Gutowski.
And Judge, Ms. Gutowski is active.
She's what now? I'm sorry?
She's still active. She's active duty.
Okay. I got you. On my paperwork, I show guilty. What I suggest to all parties is that we make that a no contest, because when you're active duty military, that could be a big deal at some point. Is that okay with the defense if we change it to no contest?
Agreed, Judge.
And state, is that okay with you?
Yes, that's okay with the state, Judge.
Oh, good. Okay, Ms. Gutowski, in clause 656026 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
Plea no contest, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And the court accepts your plea of no contest, hold it in abeyance, places you on Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion for a period of 1 year, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, 6 months. Outpatient drug treatment with either the Veterans Administration, I think you're active duty, so you're not eligible for VA yet. So it'll be a designated VTC provider, and restitution, if any, to Francisco Diaz. Does that sound right to everybody?
That's right, Judge.
And requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. This time, Ms. Gutowski, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, Ms. Gutowski, is this your signature on this document also, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
You and Ms. Morgan, as attorney for Ms. Gutowski, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. And Mr. Villalobos, the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Got it. And Ms. Gutowski, are you Air Force, Army? What are you currently?
Air Force, Your Honor.
And what is your job in the Air Force?
I'm a medic.
Wonderful. We need more medics. Oh, I love to have medics around, especially when parachutes don't work. Okay. Anything further from the state of the defense on Ms. Gutowski?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Ashley, unless you need to keep Ms. Gutowski around, she's welcome to go to her medical appointment, and Ron Mora will get up with her. We still got Ashley with us?
You're on mute.
Who muted me? Yes, thank you, Judge.
right, thanks. Y'all are dismissed, except for actually, I need you 2 more times. Okay, let's see what we're doing on Mr. Flatt's case. And this case also starts out at the DWI first stage, is that correct?
That's right, Judge.
All right. Mr. Flatt, in cause 670133 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty, sir.
Court accepts your plea of guilty, hold it in abeyance, places you on 1 year Bear County Veterans Treatment Court, track 1, pretrial diversion, assessing you $1,000, all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, outpatient drug alcohol evaluation and follow-on treatment if necessary with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. Let's see if we have any variations on my theme here. And that's what I got. Issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Flatt, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1, Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney in the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office, said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Morgan, as attorneys, Mr. Flatt, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Judge.
Mr. Villarreal, as the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Thank you. What'd you do in the military, Mr. Flatt?
Personnel, sir.
And Army, Air Force, what were you in?
For the Air Force, sir, but I was truly a chair force man.
Okay.
Well, they call us the chair force, but I had an admin job, so I was chair force.
You get shot at a lot less that way. It's okay. All right. Anything from the state of the defense on Mr. Flatt?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
No, Judge.
All right. Mr. Moore is going to give you a holler, Mr. Flatt, and coordinate. You're in processing. So we're good on that one. And now we have cause number 667-469, State of Texas versus Jennifer Ruling, which is another Bear County Veterans Treatment Court track 1 pretrial diversion plea and probation agreement. And this starts out life as a DWI greater than 0.015. So she's pleading to that, but it's a track 1. So Ms. Ruling and cause 667-469 to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. How do you plead, ma'am?
I plead guilty, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea of guilty. Hold it in abeyance. Places you on 1 year Bear County Veterans Treatment Court track 1 pretrial diversion. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating all that based on your military service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home interlock at 4 blows a day, which is 1/2 the term, outpatient drug alcohol treatment with either the Veterans Administration or another designated VTC provider. And hopefully no restitution on this one. No restitution. And issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. Successful completion of Veterans Treatment Court required. At this time, I'm looking at another document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney in the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office, said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. In fact, ma'am, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And Ms. Morgan, is this also your signature on this document as attorney for Mr. Ruling?
It is, Judge.
And Mr. Villarreal, as the Assistant Criminal District Attorney assigned to this case, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, we're all contracted out. What'd you do in the military, Ms. Ruling?
I did Army Intel, Your Honor.
And did you go to the war?
I did. Yes, Your Honor.
Afghanistan, Iraq, or both?
No, actually, it wasn't technically combat, but my toughest deployment was in Cameroon, Sub-Saharan Africa in 2014. And then I also went to Jordan, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar.
Wow. The Beach Boys made a song about you called I Get Around. Everywhere. Thanks for your service.
Judge,
Go ahead, Ashley. What now?
Before she's released, we want to preemptively discuss some potential violations on her in-home device. Are we on YouTube?